Let's go.
Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, beautiful weather today. I'm just going to use this opportunity just to cruise along the coast. I'm going to do a couple of bit of headland bashing, hopefully get some fingers, trout, maybe even a barra if I'm lucky. So water temp's bumped up a little bit from what it has been the last few weeks. I haven't fished for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't got to see it come up, but yeah, fingers crossed today we can get something done. But basically I'm going to start off with this fella here. It's a little 200 Conquest, and that's the new Dobbins Caden. It's a 715C. I've got a 40 pound Sunline Castaway on there and a 90 pound system shock leader, which is nice and stretchy. Same stuff I always like to use. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just cruising up along these headlands, and I don't know if you can see just in front here, there's a big current line running out off it. So I'm going to hit that current line and find little bommies out along it, and generally the fish will use that as an ambush point. They'll sit on the edge of the back eddy and you know, just feed as the bait fish come along. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a look up. I'll show you a little bit of sounder footage of what I'm looking at, and fingers crossed we can get it done. Stay tuned. You got that on the drop. Silver, and it's large. Oh my gosh. Large. Oh wow, he's got my vibe in his mouth. And have a look under there, you can see the pink one I lost last fish, and then the black one that I just got him. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of a look at what I'm looking at here. So how I'm going to fish today is I'm just basically going to drive along. I'm coming up to that current line now, which I just mentioned earlier, and what I'm doing is I'm looking for bommies that are sort of just out of the current slightly, but just something for the fish to hide behind. That current is really running here, so I want to try and hopefully just find somewhere where they're tucking out of the current, so it might be a little bit easier to fish. But if they're out feeding in the current, I'm going to get out and fish with them there. So I'm not really seeing a lot there, but that doesn't mean in this situation that there isn't fish. Generally they'll tuck right up into these rocks in this stronger current and use the rocks as an ambush point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and position myself up on that big back eddy on the current line, and I'm going to drop the electric in, and I'm just going to feather my cast in amongst all these bommies that you can see on the right hand side. There's a whole bunch of smaller rocks there. Not really a lot out wider that's getting me excited yet, but I know there's a few coming up down here. So yeah, basically I'm just going to have a little bit of a play in there. I've got that 110 max vibe tied on. We got 7 meters, so just going to see how we go here, I reckon. All right, I'm just pulling up on what looks to be some good fish down the backside of this little bommy here. So you can sort of start to see them on the left there, them little white highlights of the fish, and that sort of tells me that they're about a metre up off the bottom. So just based off what I've sort of seen so far, there's a few barra mixed in. What looks to be barra, but a possibly big black jew, and then there's a whole bunch of smaller stuff on the front of it. So you can see them all tucking in. I'm just keeping my distance at the moment. I'll try and spread that scan a bit better for you. But these are all fish, they're not rocks sitting out there now. So there's quite a few of them there. don't want to get too close and spook them, so I'm going to sit about here. I'm going to cast back up current. They're sitting out on the right out on the sand, which sort of tells me that they might be feeding. But oh, look at them, they're all the way down there. So we've got a few fish here, bit going on. I'm going to get stuck into them. All right. So yeah, just position myself downstream a little bit. Just going to set this drag nice and tight. Just send one up. Fingers crossed that's enough. It's only about 5 meters, so it shouldn't take long to get down. That should be on the bottom. Oh, what? Oh, that was the first cast of the day. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. First cast. Sideways pressure. Oh, what's happening here? Oh my gosh, this thing's a steam train. Something doesn't feel good here. No, he's got me in the rocks. Busted me. Oh my gosh. Well, that woke me up. Have I done? Oh wow, we had some line out. That's the lead of the lot. Oh my gosh. There's me leader knot. And that's why you run a really long leader. Okay, I'm tying a leader, and I've obviously upset the whole school. Everything's moved down here next to me, so my thumb is cooked after that. But yeah, look at them all coming through. All right, I'm just going to retie with this one. It's a brand new product from Sunline. It's a basically it's just a fluorocarbon version of the leader that I use. So you'd know, and I would have said 1,000 times, I'm not really a big fan of fluoro due to its lack of stretch, but the beauty of this one is you pull about 1 meter off and you get about 20% stretch. So something quite different that I haven't seen in too many products before, so keep an eye out for this one in your local. I'm going to give it a bit of a crack. First time using it today. It is a brand new product and only just hit the country, so fingers crossed it goes good. I can't see why not. It's yeah, it's super stretchy. I don't know if you can sort of see on the film, but she's got a fair bit going on there. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Running about 1.5 meters a leader this time. Probably more like 2 meters really. I did just get wrapped up in the rocks there, so I'm going to run a little bit longer leader. Hopefully this time I can keep the head up out of it. So I've got another 130 max 5 I'm going to tie on. Where is he? I'll give Disco a go. Oh, Disco bits. See how he goes, but I don't think it's, oh look, he's got a bent tail. I don't think it's going to matter. These fish seem pretty aggressive. That was my first cast, so hopefully we get this done. I'm just going to tie a basic loop knot. I get asked about it a few times, so I'll show you how I'm doing it. I'm not going to tie to that splitty. It's a bit of a weak point. I'll just leave it on there because I'm a slacker. But yeah, granny knot, back through your granny, 1 full rotation and a half, and then back through. Put a bit of spin on there so I don't get any burn, and pull him up nice and tight. So that's it, simple as effective. That's a max 5 straight out of the box with a bent tail. She'll be all right. I can't get much more drag out of this reel, but let's see how this one goes. Definitely stirred up the school with that first cast, but I don't think it's over yet. just fanning me casts sort of 5 meters apart so I can cover all the ground and find out where they're stacking in, because that current just keeps moving as it comes around these points, and the fish will move with it. So just trying to sort of spread them out just to find where they're sitting, and just feeling for that bite on the drop. I'll give this probably 4 or 5 more casts, and then I'll get on the electric and I'll go and see what I can find. That wind's picking up a bit, so I might have to find another patch of fish out of it a little bit. It's just makes it a little bit difficult to fish with that wind and the big belly in the line. So just trying to keep everything tight so I can feel bites, because a lot of the time the bites on the drop, if you've got a slack line, you'll miss unless you're running a really nice high modulus rod. I am running a nice rod, it's very responsive in that, but it is still very subtle bites on the drop. One out a bit wider and see what happens. Pull that line tight and lay it on the water so I don't get a big belly. There's the bottom. Oh, yep, there they are. You got that on the drop. Just trying to keep him coming. Sideways pressure. Keep him coming while he's coming. What do you got? Silver, and it's large. Oh, I had that one. That's 2 from 2 gone. Retie. All right, you can sort of see that. I reckon that one was my fault. I probably should have pulled a couple of meters line out after I did get roasted through that rock just earlier. So I'm gonna drop about 2 or 3 meters out and just try and eliminate any chance of damaged line being in the mix. But that was just a straight pull, short line, amount of line out, so there's no stretch, just shock loaded and snapped where it was slightly damaged. So my fault, but now I've got to retie. So I don't get a bite in the next couple of casts on this. I'm going to change back to a brighter colour. The first few casts when I was here, and they weren't too fussed on it, but it seems I've definitely shut them down somewhat with them 2 that I've lost. So I might try and just see if it's a colour thing or if they are shut down. The bottom, getting close to the rock here. That was a bite on the drop. Back down there. That was a fish. Come on, pull the boat. All right. This could be my fish. Just playing him nice and easy. Big head shakes. Sideways pressure on him. He's got a lot of directional changes on him. This is a big heavy rod, so for it to load up like this, it's something decent. He's coming up surface. Is it a barra? He's just here. He's large. Oh, what is it? Very big. Come on. Oh, please, I just felt a hook fall out. This is a barra. It's definitely a 110 plus. Nah, it's a big black Jew. Oh, that's so good. I don't mind. Now, the fun part of getting him in. Oh. Really cool big fish. There you go. Let's get him. Come on. He's not done yet. We're in 5 meters of water, so shouldn't have any dramas releasing this one. And look at that. What a beast. He's beaten now. Oh, he's got another yes! Look at that, I get my vibe back. Yes, this is the one I got to the boat just before. He's obviously very hungry. I've never seen anything like that before. Maybe, oh, this is gonna be fun. Wow, he's got my vibe in his mouth. Oh, get in. No! Yes! Woo! Oh, that is so cool. Second chance drop! That's a big fish. And you wouldn't bloody read about it. Oh my gosh. You can see that little yellow fella. That's the one I lost last fish. My little black one's in behind it. I'm going to get him out and give you a proper look. All right, there he is. Nice big black Jew. And have a look under there. You can see the pink one I lost last fish, and then the black one that I just got him on. So he's a weapon. Nice big fish. He'd have to be 110 or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna get him back in and I'll come back to you soon. Come on, mate. I know you want to swim. Yeah. Right. And undo this mess. That was really cool. I haven't had a recapture like that for quite some time. Chances of that happening, slim to none. I was just talking about changing colours, so I'm going to go back with the old pinky that I had on before because he got bitten a lot quicker than the black did. So I'm thinking, you know, sun's up nice and bright, a bright colour is probably going to be the better choice. So I'm going to stick with that theory and I'm going to go to the pink and see how we go. If these are all Jew, there it does look like there's other stuff on the sounder here. It looks like there could be some fingers and some barra mixed in with them. So if I can't get past the Jewies, I'm going to move on, but I'm really trying to get one of them big barras. So fingers crossed I can make it happen. That's him back in the game. Pinky's back. Dance floor out. Keep that handy. Fish jizz all over the boat. Look at that for scale. All right, just out here. Basically all I did then, as soon as I hooked the fish, I just dropped off the spot lock and let him tow me around. So my idea behind that was that if he did get me in the bricks, he'd be pulling the boat towards it and I could free spool to get around it. So I'm just going to spot lock here off this main current. The boat's actually swung pretty massively at the moment, so staying out of the main current and casting up into the main current, which is just about 10 meters to the port side. See if it was a pink thing. It was a really weird bite, that one. I could feel it bounce over the rock, and as soon as it come down the backside, I felt the bite. There we go. Oh wow. As soon as it come down the backside, I felt the lure get picked up and the fish must have just swam straight at me. Come on. There you go, it's definitely the bright colour. Bright day, sort of dirty water, so a bright colour sort of stands out a bit better than the black did. I was figuring maybe a contrast might have worked just as well, but they obviously want the bright by the feels of that. I don't care about the bent tail. Oh, she's proper bent now, look at that. She copped it. It's pretty straight, should still swim. Fingers crossed that's the cast. I'm not going to stay and cast at these all day. If this is what I think it is, and mostly black dew, then I'm going to leave them pretty hard on your gear. Don't really recommend fishing a bait cast gear for these kind of fish, but as you can see, it can be done, but you do lose a few here and there, so definitely better to run a heavier setup. But that's why I buy these Conquests. They're just bulletproof little reels. I've had them for a few years now, and I've got like, what, seven all up. I've got 4 200s, but that's why you buy the better gear. It's full metal frame and body. That's why what I was sort of looking for, just even their plastic side covers, plastic side plates are enough to give you a bit of like flex and play when you're under a pretty hardcore pressure like these things do. So just having a full metal body supports the bearings and your gear set a bit better, and just ends up making your gear last a bit longer. So yeah, like I said, I don't really recommend it. You will blow up low profiles doing this. First fish on this rod, to be honest. I've had it for about a month or so now and used it a couple of times, but I haven't really had the opportunity to put a proper bend in it, and now after playing with it, it's bloody nice to use. It's going to be good in these next couple of months when we get the bigger barra coming in. So 12 to 25 is probably a little bit heavier than what I'd like to use, but when you get a good fish in some gnarly stuff, they've got the power to turn them. So as you probably saw when I was fighting that fish, that sideways pressure puts a lot more hurt on the fish than what a standard up and down pull is. Just basically you're working off bending the fish and turning his head that way instead of trying to lift his head up. You know, when you're trying to lift their head up, you're trying to turn the whole fish's body, whereas when you turn it sideways, like sideways pressure, you're just trying to turn their head and steer them to where you want them to go. So I've got a couple of rocks just over here and one over here, so that was the theory behind that. I just sort of tried to steer it around the rocks and come good. It's just when they get that real, like a long, fairly long length of line out is when you're in trouble, because it's hard to steer and hard to gauge exactly where the structure is that they're sitting on or that they're going for. big bite. Oh, oh wow, it's got some speed. Just play it easy. Come on, mate. You ain't gonna give up that easy. All right. Whoa. You just talk a lot of line. I'm shaking. Oh, what did he get me on? Braid. It's a problem when you're fishing so many bommies, is you're at the mercy of where they run. 3rd leader. All right, no max fires, but I got this swim, sort of pink, I guess. I don't know how it's going to go in this watercolor, but you can tell the swims are a lot wider. They've got a lot more body to them, so they've got a really faint little vibration. So fingers crossed, just that change of, like the, what do you call it, like the sonic sort of pattern in the water. It's got like a fainter vibration, so if they have started to wise up to the max vibration that I think that they have, this might be enough to switch them on. So that's him, just rigged straight out of the box. Nothing fancy. I'm going to give this a few casts. If I don't go any good, I'm going to switch back to that black max that I got my last one on. So just make sure that's pulled up nice and tight. Happy days. I reckon that's got a chance. All right, see how the swim goes. One of the cool things about these is like a short, sharp stabs with the slack line in between will get that real nice directional change with the lure. So they are a bit more of a finesse presentation than the max, which is like a bit like a tractor, I guess. You can feel it just going hard on the end of your line, whereas these are a bit fainter. You don't really feel so much through the rod tip, but you can get that directional change. So there's a bit nicer, sort of more finesse presentation. The way I'm working, it's probably a little bit too fast, but to get that directional change, you want sort of a little bit of a half a second interval in between your pops, and then you get that, gives the lure a chance to lay over before it bounces back. There he is. I didn't even feel that bite. What's going on here? Don't fight me on the back of the boat. He's going to wake up here. Here he goes. Oh, come on. There we go. Now we can just get him to pull the nose of the boat around. There we go. Oh, yep. Finesse presentation got him. First cast with the mat at the swim. I know where he's trying to take me. It's where the last one got me. Oh, my knees are shaking. There we go. Get off this deck. Oh. Oh, come on. And go straight at him. Get some line back. Oh wow. Cool thing about this is you just don't know what you're going to get. We are in the ocean, so could be some big cobes and stuff around too, which will be good fun. Not really ideal gear for them, but oh man, my legs are shaking. Now that we're moving, I'll drop that electric off because I've got some momentum, so I should be able to let him pull the boat around now. Oh, this rod is a beast. Sideways. Now that I'm off this electric, I have no idea where the bombies are, so I'm at the mercy of the fish playing nice. Oh, don't go that way. Trying to point the nose of the boat at the fish so he can pull me along. Just trying to stay over the top, because when you're over the top there's less chance that he's gonna be able to get you on anything. I don't want to speak too soon, but he's starting to tire, I think. My legs have stopped shaking anyway. Oh wow. Once you got the head up, you just got to keep it coming. Big direction change there. Oh, this thing's a tank. Just got to go easy now. I feel like I've gone out past the two rocks that I'm fishing. Should be out in the clear now. I just got to not pull the hooks out of him. This is not a little fish. There he is. Oh, this is not a little fish. This thing dwarfs the last one. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, this is a proper one. There he is. Oh wow. Don't go near the electric. I don't have any of my other lures in this one. Oh. He's spent. Oh yeah. Okay, this is always fun when you're solo. Oh, big thing. Get up. Don't go under there. Oh, wow. Got him. Okay, this is a 120 plus spec fish. This is a proper one. Oh, yep, that's a proper 30 kilo fish, I reckon. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is so cool. He's at least 120, that fish. That is cool. That's the Nomad Swim. So yeah, I'm gonna get him out of the net and I'll give you a proper look. he is, number 2, first cast with the swim. Not complaining with that. That's a easy 30 kilo fish. He's just spat the lure out and made the release easy for me, so we'll get him back. There he is. Come on, mate. Swim. Oh. All right, he's floated back up. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time with him now just to let him recover from that fight. That was a pretty solid effort, so I've just got to give these fish the respect they deserve. He's a nice big fish too. That's something, you know, really something to be stoked with. And not really the most prized fish for the table, but they're not a bad eating fish. But in saying that, I still want to get him back just so he can go back down to his mates and catch him again one other day. Come on, mate. Come on. Upright. Hopefully he stays down now. All right, that's me. I'm gonna call it now. That tide's changed and the water's gotten real dirty, so fish sort of went off the bite and scattered a little bit. I did give him a fair bit of a rustle up. I think I hooked about 6 or so, but yeah, pretty cool day. Can't really complain with that. And yeah, stoked to get that lure back after losing it, but she's gone again now, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm not really complaining. Wasn't really out to chase Jew, but yeah, not really going to complain. Crazy powerful fish, and yeah, good way to put a bend in that Dobbins. That's the first and second that I've landed on that rod, so definitely up to the task and looking forward to putting a bend on it with some bigger barra. I'm going to cruise in now, go home, crack a beer and wash this Jew slime off. Thanks for watching. While you're here, hit that subscribe button. Peace.